everybody out there in YouTube land. I know I'm kind of making videos back to back here today. It's not really my normal style, but some different subscribers are asking me different questions, and to tell you the truth, it's a whole lot easier just to shoot it in a video and give those answers than it is to type out a long, lengthy reply. Currently had a subscriber by the name of Rudy. Hey, shout out to Rudy. I know Rudy's been watching my videos for a long time. Not to put you on the spot or anything, brother, but Rudy asked me if training was stressful. Being a trainer, is it a stressful job? You're dadgum right, it's a stressful job. But it is. It's extremely stressful. That being said, Magnum is very careful about how they choose their trainers. They have a couple of prerequisites. One, you have to have 5 years experience of driving before they will look at you as an applicant as a trainer. The other thing is you need to be with the company a minimum of 2 years so they actually know you before they make you a trainer in this company. That has been the norm for Magnum. I'm going to tell you that I'm an exception to that rule. I had a little over 4 years experience driving when they promoted me to trainer, and I'd only been with the company a year and 4 months when they promoted me to trainer. That wasn't, just like all rules, there are exceptions to the rules. Well, what Magnum likes about me is the way that I interact with the company, the type of driver I am, the way that I communicate with the company, what's going on. So I showed a lot of the assets that they want to see in their future drivers, and that's the reason why they made me a trainer. The other prerequisite that they have to make for you to become a trainer here at Magnum is you have to actually care about people. You have to interact with people well. But you basically have to really like people. Which is strange, is because when they first asked me to become a trainer, I said no. No, 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 no. I don't want to be a trainer. I don't want anybody else in the truck with me. I'm kind of a loner, individual kind of guy. I prefer to be by myself, and I like to be by myself for long periods of time. It's not that I don't like people. It's not that I'm not socially skilled to be around people. But I just really enjoy my time alone. Let's just put it that way. Now, as a trainer here with Magnum, we've been short on trainers lately. Probably one of the reasons why they promoted me a little bit faster than normal. They asked me at first, I said, no, I don't want anybody else in the truck with me. They come at me a couple months later, would you like to be a trainer? No, I still don't want anybody in the truck with me. And then they made a policy that trainers couldn't have dogs in their trucks. And the third time they come at me, I said, there's no way that I'm going to be a trainer. I know that it's more money, but money isn't my only motivation in life. And I'm not going to give up my dogs to be a trainer and make a little bit more money. So then they come back at me and said, we'd really like you to be a trainer. And how about if we make an exception that you can have dogs on your truck? And we'll just ask the students if they're okay with being on a truck with a trainer that's got dogs. And if they're okay with it, we'll send them out with you. So that's how I'm a trainer. All that being said, the trainee that I've got with me right now, I asked him, did they tell you that I had dogs on the truck? Oh no, they didn't say a word. Really? This guy seems to be okay with it, but being on a truck with 2 border collies, with all of us on the truck, it takes extra care for the trainee that he's got to step over dogs and everything to get to his bunk. I'm sure it makes his life a little bit harder and stuff, but he's dealing with it fairly well. I do appreciate the extra effort it takes because I got dogs. Now, one thing about me having dogs is I stop every 2 to 3 hours, let the dogs take a wee break in a rest area, which makes it easy on my trainee so that they have a chance to go to the bathroom as well. You know, everything's give and take, right? Stressful about being a trainer, absolutely. If you're actually doing your job correct, in a 30-day period, you know, because I have a trainee for 30 days before he gets to go in his solo truck, that by the 4th week, I'm going into sleep deprivation. I would rather drive for 11 hours than sit over there in that right seat for 11 hours. And the way that we train at Magnum is different than some companies do it, is when the trainee is in the driver's seat, the trainer is on duty, logged in, and sitting in that right seat at all times when the trainee is operating the vehicle. The only time that there's an exception to that is in our backing practices. Sometimes we're standing outside the truck with their window rolled down and we're standing there communicating. I also have a handheld CB so that I can be outside the truck in backing practice and communicating with a trainee where he's got the CV on and I can actually talk to him while he's backing and kind of make the training process go a little bit faster. About dealing with trainers. It's extremely frustrating sometimes with trainees. You show them over and over and over and over and over and over and they're just not getting it and you get frustrated. And it's as much a frustration as with the trainer as it is the frustration with the trainee, if that makes sense. Some trainees have to take more time doing some things than others. Everybody doesn't learn things at the same pace. For instance, my trainee that I've got right now is having an exceptionally hard time with backing. Now, me as a trainer, I take it personal. If a guy comes on my truck as a trainee and he fails and doesn't graduate into a solo truck, I'm going to take that extremely personal, as if not only did he fail, but I failed as a trainer. Because I personally feel that this is driving a truck. It's not rocket science. And I know that not everybody can do this job, but most people can. Like I said, it's not rocket science. But there are some things that you have to get a feel for. Like I said, the trainee that I've got right now is having a lot of problems backing. He went to a school and got his CDL where they taught him just how to back well enough to get his license in a controlled environment on a controlled course. They basically didn't teach him how to back. And then the examiner that gave him his CDL test was one of those certified examiners from the school. So they just wanted his money, get his CDL, get him out the door, somebody else's problem. Well, his problem become my problem because he wasn't adequately trained how to back a truck before he got on my truck. When we train somebody how to drive, this is the way we do it. This is my truck. This is my job. For 30 days, you're going to do my job for me, and I'm going to coach you through it. That's how the training is done. You're going to back into every door. You're going to drive every mile. That's how we do it. That's how we do it at Magnum, anyway. And I sit over there in that right seat, and I'm a coach. Now, there are some things I'm going to nag about, all right? You know, you hear me talk about the mayonnaise and the mustard. Keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. And I'm going to talk about different situations when you're in city driving and you're on a straight line. I want you kind of hug a little bit to the line to the right. Whenever you're in a turn, I want you to be on the high side of the turn. Whenever you're making a turn, I want you to be constantly checking that mirror. I want you to know where your tandems are. Even when you're driving in a straight line, I want you looking like with your head's on a swivel, that you look at those mirrors constantly. There are a lot of things that I have pet peeves about when we're driving. The main thing is to be safe. At all times, be safe. We're going to take safety over everything else all the time. Because at the end of the day, we want everybody to go home alive, and we don't want to damage our equipment. That being said, so I've got a trainee, call him a student, he's not a student, he's a trainee, that's having difficulty backing. Generally with a trainee that's got his CDL license, during the course of the 30 days, he'll probably need about 30 or 40 practice backs, as well as every door, which is probably about 15. So he's going to do between 45 and 50 backs while he's on your truck as a trainee. That's generally pretty adequate. My last trainee, he backed into a door the other day, and they said, "Man, you made that look so easy. How long you been driving a truck?" And he goes, "Well, actually, this is my first month." And they're going, "Seriously, your first month? And you back like that?" And he goes, "Yeah, my trainer, he really bragged about me." And thanks there, Swamp Dog, for the for the kudos on that. But hey, I think personally that Swamp Dog was a little exceptional and just kind of took to it like a duck to water. So it made my job easy, I thought. But he was talking about, you know, because I really worked him on the backing. We'd get into an empty parking lot, and I'd say, "Okay, do a 90 degree into this hole, and do a 90 degree into this hole." And we'd talk and we'd critique about it. And I said, "Okay, drive around on the other side of the parking lot. We'd find another way to do a 90 sprint back, and we'd back into that hole. Okay, you did that, great. Let's go around to the other side and do it again." We'd do 10, 15 backs every time that we stopped for practice. And then we would do a tight 90 back. We would do a mid-size 90 where you're actually set up on a 45 backing into a hole. We'd do the in and out setup to where you cock your trailer over into a hole. We'd do a 90, a direct 90 where the trailer set up at 90 degrees and back it into a hole. We do straight line backs, offset backs. We do all the types of backs that I think that you're going to find at a shipper or a receiver, so that you're well prepared and you don't have high anxiety when you get out there as a solo driver. Now, that being said, the trainee that I've got right now, we're currently at, so far, we're 2 weeks into his training, and we've done 120 practice backs, and he's still not getting it. So I got a couple tricks up my sleeve. We're going to go to a nice big parking lot, and I'm basically going to have him drive the trailer backwards in circles until he gets comfortable driving the trailer backwards. One way or another, we are going to overcome this problem, and we're going to do it. Do I ever shout and scream at my trainees? I do, don't I? I do. I even shout and scream at you when you don't mind, don't I? I do. I know. It's hard to look at this face. Could anybody be mean to that face? Well, sometimes you just downright piss me off. And that's true with trainees as well. My frustration level gets way up here. Some things are, when you do things that are a little crazy, a little stupid, a little unsafe, I'm liable to get a little excited about it and raise my voice and to be a little harsh. I'm not always just the perfect child. I always try to, I don't really apologize for it when I get overzealous with a trainee. I just kind of explain the importance of the information that we're covering and why it has to be done that way. And, you know, I'll calm down, the trainee will calm down, and we'll all get through it. And at the end of the day, we have to remember the objective here is to get a well-trained, safe driver on the road that's going to be able to perform at his maximum level in a safe way. That's the objective. Do I lose it sometimes a little bit? Yeah. Come on, I am an old Marine sergeant. I can be a little brutal at times, but I really don't mean any harm over it. And I don't think I'm really bad at it. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm as harsh or bad at it as some of the training I got. Let's just put it that way. Got driver walked along and looked at me. I thought he was going to come over here for a minute. Now, one more thing. Let me plug this in. It looks like my battery's getting low here. Now I'm about to run out of time. I'm going to cover something that I actually think is important. If I can figure out how to get that battery in there, voila, plugged in. Now I don't have to worry about running out of battery. A subscriber said that he chose to go to a company that's terminal